I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive, where we're taking a look at some recent crime stories around Austin and Texas. A 22-year-old Temple woman is missing in Austin, according to the family. But when Fox 7 reached out to Austin police on this investigation, they're saying that's not the case. Fox 7 Austin's Jessica Rivera has the story.
Haley Murphy is a 22-year-old Army veteran who traveled to Austin from Temple on June 16th. According to her mother, Becky Mitchell, Murphy went out with her boyfriend that night but never came home.
Quite a few of her friends have come out and told us the last place that they seen her or had saw her on Friday night, which was Eddie's Tavern in Rock, around 11:30, midnight-ish.
Murphy is a mother of a 2-year-old son. When no one heard from her in 3 days, it raised concern.
It's not normal for her not to be in any type of contact or to allow her phones not to have charge and to be dead.
Mitchell is a law enforcement officer in the state of Texas. She contacted the Missing Persons Unit on June 20th to make a report. When Fox 7 Austin reached out to Austin Police Department to see if there was an active missing persons report, APD says there is an active request to locate.
It's like they're dragging their feet, like I just asked for a wellness check and not, hey, she's missing. She's gone.
Mitchell believes her daughter may be in danger and wants her to come back home safely.
I want them to aggressively follow the leads that people are flooding in with information.
In a message Mitchell wants to send to her daughter,
make contact somehow, do something, because I'm looking. I'm going to find her.
Within the past 3 months, there have been 2 homeless camp murders in Austin. This comes as efforts are underway to clean up these sites, camp by camp. Fox 7 Austin's Carissa Limco has more.
Officers located a person with obvious signs of trauma, and he appeared to be beyond help.
Court documents share new details about what went wrong in the early morning hours on Monday. A man killed behind this HEB off Runberg Lane. Police responded to a 911 call by a witness and found a man who had multiple stab wounds and was smoldering from being set on fire. A witness told police they heard the murderer call the victim an anti-gay slur before they got into a fight, then heard him contemplating dismemberment and burning to dispose of the body. The suspect, Joshua Daniel, has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder. In April, gunshots were heard and a body was found near the Gaines Creek Greenbelt in South Austin, near 290 and Mopac. Weeks later, cleanup of that homeless campsite began.
This is the 13th site for HEAL.
One of multiple the city has been clearing out under its HEAL initiative. The Gaines Creek site was declared closed on Tuesday of this week, and the cleanup is expected to continue for several weeks. 75 people have been relocated.
All the folks that are identified living in the encampment will be connected to Bridge Shelter. The Bridge Shelter also has connections to housing case management. So the individuals are admitted into these Bridge Shelters and then connected to housing case management services with the goal of getting housed.
Results were released last month from the 2023 point-in-time homeless count. More than 2,300 people were counted, including sheltered and unsheltered. But ECHO estimates there are more than 5,000 homeless in Austin currently. Also noting that an estimated 700 were in jail the night of the count. The city of Austin recently announced that current bridge shelters would be expanded to accommodate the numbers.
We have doubled or are doubling occupancy in our bridge shelters. The first one is North Bridge, which the city operates. So we're going from 65 to about 130 beds.
Carissa Limco, Fox 7 Austin News.
Residents in Southeast Austin are thankful after the people accused of stealing their mail have been arrested. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis tells us how the suspects were caught.
Angelique Klingeman's birthday package and credit card missing.
It makes me feel very violated.
Now she knows who may have stolen them. The Travis County Sheriff's Office has arrested a family of 3, Adam, Amy, and Andrew Live Oak, in connection with a string of organized mail theft and identity fraud crimes. The majority of the mail found was from Klingeman's neighborhood in Southeast Austin. Court records show the mother and her friend were seen on surveillance footage trying to use stolen cards at an H-E-B. The Travis County Sheriff's Office started investigating. Detectives utilized a mobile tracking device on the family's vehicle and found the suspects were stopping at multiple locations throughout the city of Austin where community mailboxes were. The first search showed the car stopped at more than 10 community mailboxes in Southeast Austin in just 1 week. Investigators say the mailboxes were severely damaged, either broken or pried open, to the point they couldn't be locked anymore.
It's not a good feeling, It feels like, you don't know, are they there all the time?
Court documents say investigators searched the trash can outside the home the family was staying at and found hundreds of pieces of opened and unopened USPS mail belonging to different addresses and people. They also found a USPS package parcel key, meth, fentanyl, and prescription medication belonging to someone else.
It's scary. It's like, who's doing this? So I'm glad that they, are no longer able to do this to over 100 families. That's very sad. And so now it was a family, a husband, wife, and their child involving them in this. It's not good. That's very sad.
The Live Oak family has a history with crime. The mother has been charged with more than 20 felonies in Travis County, including convictions for forgery of a financial instrument, credit card abuse, possession and manufacturing and delivering of a controlled substance, theft, and more. The father now has 2 felony charges and the son 4 in Travis County. They're all facing first-degree felony theft of mail ID info and engaging in organized criminal activity charges.
I'm glad that I guess I don't have to wonder and check every day if what's going to be in the mailbox is going to be there, because when it's not and it doesn't add up, it's like, really?
The Travis County Sheriff's Office is reminding people to check your mail daily, don't send cash in the mail, and pick up valuable items at the post office. Well, one person has been arrested after Austin police responded to reports of a grenade downtown. Austin police called in the bomb squad around 7 p.m. on June 25th to x-ray a suspected grenade in the alley between Brazos and San Jacinto. Multiple streets around the 6th Street Entertainment District were blocked off by police, including portions of San Jacinto and Brazos between 6th and 7th Streets. Police say the suspected grenade was hollowed out and turned out not to be a threat. One suspect is in custody. An Austin mother is asking for help after falling on hard times. The father of her 2 children was killed by a drunk driver last year. She became homeless. Now she's without a car after someone crashed into it last month. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has her story.
Anna Rabb and Robert Strong met in 2020. They had their first child together at the end of the year.
He was really just a gentle, kind, caring person. And I mean, he was one of those guys that he's a big, tall guy, but just so sweet and gentle.
In January 2022, Strong was killed in a car crash in Bastrop.
The driver was drunk and he took a turn too fast and hit a mailbox, and I was told that Robert was ejected from the car and that he was life-flighted to St. David's, and he died the next day.
At the time, Rabb was pregnant with their second child.
He didn't get to meet Dylan, but Winter was Daddy's little girl.
Rabb's been raising her 2 little girls on her own with very little money. She said she was receiving assistance with housing, but got kicked out because she wasn't working.
I have every intentions of working, but I don't have any help, and I'm doing the best I can right now when I literally just gave birth. And then I've just kind of been bouncing around. I stayed with a friend.
She says she was planning to work and put her children in daycare until she lost her mode of transportation. Her parked car was hit and totaled last month in Austin.
I've just kind of been struggling, and it's just kind of gotten worse and worse and worse, but now I feel like I'm kind of starting to get it. I feel like it's all just a lesson in how to think, to be more positive, to be more, have faith that things are going to work out.
But she says she needs help getting back on her feet.
I don't know what else to do at this point. Like, we are just losing stuff, like losing, and I'm at the point where I need help. Like, I can't do this by myself anymore.
San Marcos police are looking for one of two hit-and-run drivers who killed a pedestrian. It happened on Highway 123 in San Marcos, not far from where it intersects with I-35. Police say this double hit-and-run killed 69-year-old Leonard Coleman of Nixon, Texas. It happened on June 14th, just before 1 in the morning. They believe Coleman was trying to cross the 4-lane street, but only made it halfway. So he started walking along the middle divider. A large box truck hit the victim the first time. Then a silver SUV came from Ebony Street and turned left onto State Highway 123 and hit Coleman a second time. Police say they were able to track down who the first driver was based on the company logo on the truck. They are cooperating, but they need help identifying the driver of this silver SUV.
In my 28 plus years of policing, I have encountered many hit and run fatalities, but never where two vehicles ran over the person and both fled the scene. This is a first for me.
It will be up to the district attorney's office to decide if the first driver will face charges. Police say the second driver could face a felony charge. To Houston now, where new surveillance video shows the moment someone opened fire on a Metro bus. 2 women were shot. As Fox's Natalie He reports, police still haven't identified the suspect or made an arrest.
In newly released surveillance video from a Metro bus around 7 p.m. on June 4th, 4 people on board can be heard arguing. HPD says it was over bus fare, but at one point, a man in a hoodie goes over and appears to punch one of the women who was seated, and the shouting continued. Moments later, the bus pulls over. The man and a woman get off the bus at the corner of Tidwell and Bauman and insist the others follow. But when they didn't, HPD says the man pulled out a gun and shot twice through the window, shattering the glass and striking 2 women inside. A 29-year-old and a 40-year-old woman were sent to the hospital as they begged for help. Please, can you call 911? 2.5 weeks later, these 2 suspects remain on the loose. Crime Stoppers is offering up to a $5,000 reward for any information that could lead to their arrest.
We are so fortunate that people didn't die as a result of their reckless actions. I mean, when you're shooting indiscriminately into a bus, there's no telling what collateral damage can occur. So these are dangerous individuals. They need to be off the street immediately.
Other Houstonians say the frequent gun violence terrifies them and wishes more could be done to keep them safe.
That's terrifying. It kind of feels like you can't really be anywhere now without risking getting shot.
I'm opposed to the guns in the city, in the state. It'd be a lot harder to vent your anger or whatever randomly by shooting your gun if you didn't have one.
Also in Houston, this viral video shows a group of cyclists attacking the driver of a vehicle last week. But those cyclists say there's more to the story than what you see. The cycling group is defending their actions, saying the driver was weaving in and out of their group at a high rate of speed. They also say the driver clipped 2 of the cyclists with his vehicle. That's when the group surrendered his car and began hurling objects at him, even breaking the back window. So who's in the wrong here? Fox's Gabby Hart spoke with some of those bikers who say the driver was out of line.
Do you guys think, looking back now, do you wish that situation would have been handled better? Do you think it could have been handled better or differently?
Yes. Yes, it could have went better. If none of this had happened, we could have if he would have just simply listened to us, just take another route home or just simply wait until we're out of the way, because at that point, he looked like he was getting off of work. So maybe he was just too impatient to get home. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it should have and it could have went better.
So the way that I'm guessing these streets were, just to clarify, there was a lane going this way and a lane coming the other way. And there were only those 2 lanes. Yep. And he's at a stop sign trying to go the way of the bikes. But there's all these bikes in the street, so you just wanted him to wait until all the bikes passed. Yep. There might be some people at home who see this and they say, man, if I were trying to get home, if I were on that route, I don't want to have to wait, 10 minutes at a stop sign. There might be people who sympathize with him. I mean, do you understand how he might have felt maybe intimidated, or, what do you say to the people who do take his side in what happened here?
Well, I mean, simply, you could have just probably took another alternate route that could lead to another street in front of us, because we're just cruising. We're going about maybe 10, 15 miles an hour, 20 the most. But other than that, he had more than enough time to take an alternate route to get in front of us without being involved or around us.
So you guys really want to emphasize the fact that, hey, this is really a family-friendly ride. We deserve to be safe, and we have a right to be on these streets, just like any vehicle. But can you see how that video surfacing might make it look not so family-friendly?
Yes, so about that, you might say it's not family-friendly, but as you could tell, none of us had weapons. We all picked up strange things from the floor in order to protect ourselves, and the only person with a weapon there was the guy in the car.
But when it comes to this conversation, to this video, is there anything else that you guys feel like we're leaving out or that you would like to say or add?
Just mainly that once people see us on the road, I would like for them to respect us more and listen to us while we talk, because every intersection we come across, there's a few people out of generosity risk their lives in order for us to be safe by telling them, hey, give us 5 minutes. They'll tell all the cars in each intersection, hey, give us 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be on our way, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah,
no problems will be no.
And you guys are saying this guy just did not want to wait.
No, ma'am.
That was Fox's Gabby Hart reporting. The driver of that vehicle did reach out to our sister station, saying the cyclists were, quote, looking for trouble. It's still not clear if police are investigating this incident or if charges will be filed on either side. And finally, we end in Waco, where prosecutors say a standout football player was high on acid, paranoid, and out of his head when he executed his two friends. 23-year-old Zamar Curvin was on Mart's state championship teams. He's on trial for the murders of his two friends in 2021. Jacob Ibarra and Savion Kubica were shot to death at their home in Mart. The McLennan County District Attorney's Office is not seeking the death penalty. Curvin faces life in prison if convicted of capital murder. Thanks for watching this Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch. Our exclusive Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. Again, to learn more about the stories featured today and find more stories on our website, fox7austin.com, or subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.